I'd like to tell you about a few really specific applications of awakening coaching that may be really helpful for you to discover and imagine the impact that this kind of an approach can have on your life. So it all really starts with the possibility of relaxing into a more expanded state of consciousness. What exactly does that mean? Well, you could think of it like you're in a room. Imagine you're in a very small room and you step out of the room into the outside. There's a feeling of expansion, and actually different states of consciousness are very much like that. There's more contracted consciousness and there's more expansive consciousness. Now that's not just a background state, it's not just like a spiritual thing, because your entire life is determined by that degree of expansion or contraction in consciousness. If your consciousness is very contracted, then in those moments you're going to be feeling more fearful, more defensive, you're going to feel more combative, you're going to be more glued onto your points of view and your beliefs. When consciousness is more expanded, you'll be more open to possibilities, you'll probably feel more loving and appreciative, there'll be a greater vision of possibilities. Now, one of the primary ways that this will affect life in a practical way has to do with stress. You could say we get stressed when consciousness gets very contracted, your breathing becomes more shallow, your thinking becomes more rapid, you feel more separate and therefore more manipulative, more defensive, more negotiating in your relationships. When consciousness is more expanded, you feel more trusting, more open, more of a sense of connection and oneness. So that's one of the practical impacts of awakening coaching, is you see a really dramatic reduction in levels of stress. One of the first areas that this is going to impact, and we have many tools to really help you to ground this in your day-to-day life, is in relationship. It could be in an intimate relationship with your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, but it also is going to influence your relationships with your children, with your parents, with people you work with. When you are living life from more expanded, relaxed consciousness, or from an infinite, a relaxation to an infinite consciousness, you're going to feel more intimacy. This is the real meaning of the word love, I would say. You may have heard of the poet Rumi, and once he wrote, "There's a field out there where even the words you and I no longer make any sense. I'll meet you there." That's my kind of quick paraphrase, but he's saying there is a dimension where the sense of you and me has dissolved and there's more of a sense of oneness. I'll meet you there. So this is the possibility, the invitation of awakening coaching, is that your relationships can be grounded more and more as you go deeper into this, into a feeling of connection, of an intimacy and oneness that is not based upon what you say and what you do, but where you are coming from in yourself. Another of the impacts that this has is in discovering the unique gift that you were born to give to the world, and for that unique gift then to flow freely into every area of your life. Your unique gift is not necessarily the job you do. If you're lucky, they might be lined up. The job you do is a function or a role in society. The unique gift is more of a flavor. Your unique gift is flowing when you're on vacation, when you're not doing your job at all. Children, small children, their unique gift is very strong. There are many ways that your unique gift flows that don't involve making money in the world. We can help you to relax into that unique gift, to really discover it beyond doubt, and then to connect it intimately with what you do in the world. We work a lot with people who are single and who are ready to enter into another intimate relationship, but in a different way than they have before. You know, when you're single, you may not be in relationship, but you do have a relationship to relationship. And that relationship to relationship could be one of neediness. I'm alone, I don't feel any love, I need somebody to love me, I feel isolated. And so imagine if you go to a party like that, you know, looking around for the right person, for Mr. Right or Ms. Right to make your life perfect. That's a state of dependency or neediness. And of course, you know what happens. If you reach out for somebody to fill the gap in your life, you don't really find somebody who's overflowing. You actually find somebody else who's also needy. And when neediness meets a neediness, it's called codependency. We can also do the opposite, which means we can develop an attitude of I don't need anybody. I'm fine on my own. I can balance masculine and feminine energy. I can fulfill my needs. I can relax into a complete state in myself. I don't need anybody. If you do enter into a relationship from there, you're going to meet somebody else with the same attitude. And now we have an anti-dependent relationship where you meet maybe on weekends, you have separate houses, pay half the bills each at restaurants. But there's not so much intimacy or closeness or vulnerability like that. We can help you from this expansive consciousness, we can help you to develop the possibility of what we call the deeper love. The deeper love means that we enter into relationship as a single person. You could enter into relationship from a place of overflow. Not to get something, but because you are full. You're full of well-being. You're saturated in the love that is your natural state, and you want to share it. When you learn how to discover that dimension of love in yourself, you're going to inevitably meet someone else sooner or later who is overflowing as well. Then when overflow meets overflow, it's a great and a magnificent meeting. And we can also support you to learn to live in relationship amongst the day-to-day of the dishwasher and the which side of the bed and the toothpaste and the toothbrush and all those things. We can teach you to live from that more expansive state of consciousness in intimate relationship. This is the deeper love work, and many of the coaches in the Find a Coach section of the site are trained in the deeper love tools. We work a lot with creativity. We work a lot with people who have something amazing to give to the world. It might be a book, it might be a screenplay for a movie, it might be a new product, a new company, or a new way of being of service to our world in a bigger way. We support people a lot in accessing that kind of contribution deeper than reactive thinking, deeper than habits, in a way that you become more of a servant or a vehicle than an originator. All of the work we do is a combination of releasing blocks to the flow of creativity, but also giving you practices to do on a day-to-day basis which allow that natural, fresh energy which flows through you. It's the energy which children live in, to allow that fresh, alive energy of awakening consciousness to flow through you, and then we give you practices so that you can live that in a practical way in every area of your life. Hopefully this little talk has given you a vision of some of the ways that awakening coaching can support you in a very practical way. If you'd like to know more, fill in the application on the Get Coached menu, and somebody will get in touch with you so we can dialogue for free. We can dialogue for a few minutes and see how this could really serve you.